It's a story a lot of people have been following, the death of Gabby Petito. She was reported missing by her family earlier this month, days after they talked to her while she was in Wyoming with her fiance, Brian Laundrie. Her body was found at a Wyoming campsite over the weekend. Her death ruled a homicide. Now, Brian has not been seen since early last week, and authorities are searching for him at a Florida nature reserve where his family said he was going to visit.
And as tragic as that case is, the amount of attention it's received by national media outlets has been criticized. At the heart of the issue, the number of missing people of color that don't seem to get the same level of attention. Candace Charles has more.
It's a slap in your face because my child was a good child and I just needed help.
These are the faces of only some of the missing Black, brown, and indigenous men and women. Among them is 21-year-old Marquise Jones, who was missing for nearly 2 weeks earlier this year.
I have cried every day since February 26th.
His mother, Erica, tells me Jones went to a party in New Orleans East on February 26th. He was supposed to come home the next day for a funeral. He never made it.
He was here and then he wasn't. And nobody knew nothing.
A week later, his car was found at an abandoned apartment complex in the East. The following Thursday, his body was found in Lake Pontchartrain. He had been shot in the head. The night he disappeared, the Southern University student was seen on multiple surveillance cameras. The New Orleans Police Department could not tell Erica what led to her son's disappearance and later to his death. So she called the FBI, but still no help.
I'm a mom and I just needed help. Why couldn't I pick up the phone and say, hey, NOPD need help. They don't know which way to go. To the FBI.
Eyewitness News and a few other local outlets in the New Orleans area told his story as details came out. But unlike Jones, it was the disappearance of a 22-year-old white woman from New York, Gabby Petito, that had caught national attention.
A search warrant reveals multiple texts and conversations between Petito and her mother.
And the helpful hand of the FBI.
We're making these kinds of decisions that we're very aware of where we're putting our resources and how it looks.
Dr. Ashraf Ismail is with Dillard University's Center for Racial Justice. The role the media and law enforcement plays in the disappearance of white versus people of color is not new.
I can't even watch it. I can't. It's hard to watch because you know the answer of why. You know why, but I just would want them to say why.
Dr. Ismail says the so-called missing white woman syndrome has plagued airwaves since before JonBenet Ramsey went missing from her Colorado home or Natalee Holloway went missing in Aruba. Names etched into our minds by the relentless media coverage over the years.
Not only are they white women are likely to get much more of the initial coverage, they're also likely to get more of the repeated coverage. And that's been very implicit with this case in New York, obviously.
And surely the constant stream of social media photos and videos, along with a clean lifestyle, often tells a story.
He was a good boy.
A good boy. So his mother wants to know why that wasn't enough to get national attention and extra law enforcement resources for her son.
I think part of it, you know, and this goes back to a lot of history, is the stereotype. You know, this white women are good people, whereas women of color, you know, take a lot of risks and they're complacent in their disappearances.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice message.
Today, Erica continues to wait for answers as phone calls with local law enforcement about her son's case dwindles.
Even if I'm thinking about something else, my mind switched back to him. About if he was scared, did he know it was coming? Did he feel he was in danger?
Candace Charles, Eyewitness News.
Well, the National Crime Information Center reports 36% of the people reported missing in 2020 were Black. But a 2016 study of news outlets found Black people were significantly underrepresented in coverage of missing persons compared with their numbers in the FBI's tally of cases. Next week in Eyewitness News, experts discuss with Candace Charles where we go from here as yet another family waits for answers about their missing child.